Let's open our Bibles to Psalm 45 briefly this morning. We're getting ready for a wedding in this psalm, and we've been looking at the psalm that points to Jesus and points really to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Jesus as a king, as a conquering hero, and as a groom, okay? So beginning in verse 6 is where we left off yesterday. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Thou lovest righteousness, hatest wickedness. Therefore God, thy God, hath anointed thee with oil of gladness above thy fellows. All of that pointing to Jesus and his deity and his someday eventual literal reign as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But now it's going to reference him getting ready for a wedding. You know, Jesus said in John 14, I go to prepare a place for you. That's what the groom did. In ancient Israel, the groom went away basically for a year and built a home and got ready for his bride to bring her to a place. Then he would come and get the bride and bring her to the wedding, as I understand it. So, verse 8 says, all thy garments smell of myrrh and aloes and cassia out of the ivory palaces whereby they have made thee glad. So the king's entire palace is made out of ivory, and he's decked to the hilt with his wedding attire. He smells good. He's prepared. Verse 9, king's daughters were among thy honorable women. These are bridesmaids. Upon thy right hand did stand the queen in gold of Ophir. That's the bride. Verse 10, hearken, O daughter, and consider. And now it's going to refer to the bride. So the groom getting ready and getting dressed out of his ivory, his palace made of ivory, and coming to receive his queen. And then verse 10, hearken, O daughter, and consider, and incline thine ear. Forget also thine own people and thy father's house. Doesn't that hearken to what Jesus said? That we love him more than our people. We love him more than father and mother and sister and brother and husband and wife and children, family and nation and tribe. We love him more than all of our other relationships, all of our other identity factors. And so the psalmist is saying to this lady, you're so received, you're so permanently welcomed and grafted into this eternal family with this king, with this God King, groom, you're so loved, you don't need all the other sources of love and security and provision and protection that you had for your whole life. The idea of forgetting, it's not a negative in the sense that you're not able to remember them or you are forced to forget them. No, it's a becoming oblivious of or losing attention towards. Okay, it's you're so taken by your groom. It's what every young bride experiences, okay? She's so in love, she's so taken with a groom that she willingly goes away and begins her new life. And so it is with our relationship with Jesus. I know often we think to ourselves, I'm kind of liking my life on planet Earth. I kind of like my family and my home and my job, and I'm not sure I'm ready to go to heaven. I'm not sure I want Jesus to come back. The New Testament teaches us to love his appearing, to long for him to come back. And, it's not hard to long for him to come back if you're sick or if you have a difficult life or you've gone through trials or dealing with burdens or if you've lived a long life. But the younger you are and the more stable your life seems, the less you probably long for Jesus to come back. But he's so good, he's so awesome, and the life he's preparing for us is so amazing that when we see him, we're going to forget everything else. We're just going to be willing to set it all down, set it all aside, and we're going to move forward into eternity. And there's not going to be any draw for us back to planet Earth or back to the old life. Verse 11, so shall the king greatly desire thy beauty, for he is thy Lord. Worship thou him. What bride was ever taught or told to worship her husband? I don't think that would work very well for me, for my bride. But think about this. Think about the description of Jesus for you. Your king he considers you beautiful. Okay? I don't know what you think you look like to God. But he says right here that your beauty is his desire. The king greatly desires thy beauty, for he's your Lord. Worship thou him. So what a powerful verse. We'll just stop there today. To think of the fact that God is desirous of me. Now, I know he loves me, okay? That becomes, we repeat that so often, if we're not careful, it can become trite or trivial. We can lose the sense that it's really a statement that his heart is enraptured with you and with me. He desires us. Why should you walk with God? Well, number one, because you need him and you were created to do so. You shouldn't walk with God because you have to. You shouldn't walk with God because you're checking off a box. You're feeling accomplished spiritually. You're feeling like you're better than other people because you had your devotions. That's not the reason to walk with God. Probably the greatest reason to walk with God is you understand that his heart is desirous of you. You understand that he wants to spend time with you, and he wants you to spend time with him. He's desiring your seeking him. He wants to be found of you. He wants to be accessible to you. He wants a relationship with you. He looks on you with favor. He sees you as beautiful. Why? Because of the work of Christ. So Jesus is our Redeemer. He's also our King. He's also an amazing groom and prince, and he's our Lord. And we are attractive to him. He's attracted to us even at our worst. It's unfathomable to me that he loves us that much, that he is that desirous of us, that we are that beautiful to him. And that puts something in us that nothing else can. It's really what we long for in every other search of life. We long for that heart of fulfillment, to know we are meaningful, valuable, beautiful, treasured to someone else. And here it is. He's preparing a place for us. He's getting a wedding ready and a wedding feast. And we are prepared. We are being prepared for him. He is shaping us, sanctifying us, growing us in his grace. He's preparing us to be his bride. So, my friend, today, whatever's going on in your life, this is the reality, okay? This is your future reality. What's happening right now? You're getting ready for the wedding. What's Jesus doing right now? He's getting himself ready for the wedding. He's getting you ready for the wedding. He's getting your forever home ready for the wedding. I don't understand all the mystery behind that, but I just know it's true because that's his promise. And his word has never failed. His word has never, it's never not happened, okay? So I've banked everything on this. I know you have too, and I hope you'll be encouraged and strengthened by it today. How does a bride behave? Think about that today. How does a bride getting ready for her groom behave in light of her groom and his love?